Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wight Noise Podcast. With me is my co-host, Ethan.
Hi, y'all.
And my manager. Oh, wait a second.
Oh,
Never
no.
mind.
The bitch ain't here.
Aaron had a bit of a traffic/plan issue. So he'll possibly show up later on.
He got a
during this
ride with a
episode.
strange man and then got kidnapped and taken far, far away.
And now it's going to take him a while because he's having to walk on foot back here.
And now as soon as we started, I realized that my throat's going to run dry and I need a drink. Hold on a second.
Ah, great. See, he does this sometimes in every episode where he just leaves and goes to get a drink. If you can find the last few episodes to where he did this, post them in the comments below. That'd be great. Don't just tell me. Post in the comments. That's what they're for.
What are you telling them to do?
To count how many times that you've left during an episode to go get a drink of some sort.
Oh, I was about to say, I don't leave that often, and then you said to go get a drink, and I was like, okay, well, that's fair.
Yeah, you leave a lot to do that.
I get thirsty.
Yeah, you do. You do.
You gotta... All right. One, I'm at choir camp right now, so I've been singing and using my voice all fucking day.
Yeah.
So my vocal cords are not at their peak right now. So if my voice sounds a little bit tired, that's why, because I've been singing all fucking day.
So what I'm getting from this is that you're the equivalent of like a used guitar who had its strings messed with and everything, and now you're back, and now somebody's trying to just strum the strings without trying to set it back into tune or anything.
Yeah, no, that's a good analogy.
Yeah,
It's like somebody's been playing a guitar all day, and then you pick it up, and it's slightly out of tune.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because that's vocal cords, so that's
it's an instrument. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good analogy.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was half joking, half not, because I knew that was accurate.
I would say a piano because they use strings,
Yes.
but pianos stay in tune for a long time.
Oh yeah.
They go out of tune eventually, but it takes a while and a pretty good amount of playing or just sitting there to go out of tune. Because if you just leave the piano alone, it'll go out of tune.
That's why old pianos cost so much. It's because they most of the time they still work.
Depending on what kind.
That's true. We were talking about that with microphones for mics for us.
Yeah, we were talking about because hold on, let me look up.
Yeah, go ahead. Look up one of them real quick.
The microphone that we were talking about.
Yep.
It was like a 60-year-old microphone.
Yes.
Was
it 60? Was it? I thought it was older than that. No, that sounds right.
It's a vintage Telefunken U47. Vintage Telefunken U47. Hold on. Yeah, they go for about, this one's what? On Vintage King Audio, used pattern tube microphone, $17,250.
Whew.
That's a car.
Yeah.
That's a decent car.
It's a very decent car. Yeah.
Yeah. Also talking about that audio equipment. So my school has prided itself to be an all Steinway school, which if you don't know what Steinway is, it's a piano company, a very old and reputable piano company. So Steinway and Sons, and then Steinway also owns other piano companies. I think they own Baldwin, because we have some pianos that are Baldwins.
Okay.
But we have all of the pianos that are in the practice rooms and stuff are really nice pianos, and these are smaller practice pianos, but they're about $7,000-8,000 pianos.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the one that's on stage, the big grand piano that stays on the main stage in the music building, guess how much it is?
25.
Nope.
Is it 50,000?
I'll go ahead and stop you right there.
Okay.
$175,000 piano.
I would have gotten there. It would have taken, so I would have gone 50, 75, 100, and it would have taken a couple steps, but I would
He's just gone up in increments of 25,000.
Yes, that was the plan.
$175,000 instrument.
Yeah, that's expensive. That's like a couple houses. Like houses are that price. Jeez.
Yeah. So, but the reason that they bought it is they invested in it because one, it sounds fucking amazing. Like when I listen to because we have some really good pianists in the music department here, and when I listen to one of the professors, like one of the piano professors actually play it, oh my God, it sounds fucking amazing. But they also got it because it's gonna last 100 years.
Definitely.
Like there are pianos made by that company that have been around for that long.
So okay, how long do you think somebody would go to jail for cutting the strings on that piano?
Oh my God. So they've actually talked to us, and if you're a music student here at my university, then they tell you, they're like respect the pianos, the practice rooms. We have practice rooms with pianos that are open to, students. They're like, if you go in this practice rooms, those are nice pianos. They're good instruments. We bought them so that you can use them, but do not disrespect them. And then there's one practice room that says piano majors only, because that's a nicer practice piano. It's a $60,000 piano. And then when they say piano majors only, they mean piano majors only, because they're like, if you're not a piano major, stay the fuck out. You can use one of the other. You can use one of the $8,000 pianos. Peasant. But then the grand on the main stage, they're like, if you fucking breathe on this piano. But what's funny is since I'm one of the guys in the music department, a lot of times if we're setting up for a rehearsal or something and we want to use that piano, I'm the one who gets to has to move it, put it in position, because there's a cage for it at the back of the stage, because we don't just leave that thing out if we're not using it. We have
Gosh, I'd hope not.
A cage that it gets locked into. There you go, Noah. So if we ever want to use it, we have to unlock the cage and then roll it out, put it in position, uncover it, because it's got a piano cover on it. And every single time I move it, I wee a little in my pants.
You're like, this is my one moment to where I shine.
I literally look at the I look at middle C, and I'm like, that key right there, that's worth more than my entire existence.
Yeah.
If I do something wrong and fuck up that key, doesn't even have to be the whole piano. If I just fuck up that key, I'm sued for all I'm worth, and I'm expelled from this school.
Yep.
It's I look at that piano and part of me is like, this is an amazing piece of craftsmanship and it's amazing. I look at it and I think wow, it's crazy what in the hands of a great musician, what that thing can do. Because, I've
Correct.
seen master pianists sit down and play it and it just sound fucking amazing. And I can't play piano. So if I sat down, it would just be random noise. So I'm like, that's crazy that one object can do so much in the hands of one person and so little in the hands of another. I think that, and then I think I could ruin my life with that piano.
Yes. Yep.
If
All
I
of
did
those things
something
are true.
wrong, if I did something wrong and fucked up that piano, man, that ruined my life. Generations later, people are like, what happened to great Uncle Ethan? They're like, well, he fucked up the Steinway.
Yeah. He was never heard from again. They exiled him from the U.S.
That was record, me, sitting, just, shabby and just begging on a street corner, freeze frame, record scratch. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
Well, it all started with this fucking piano.
Yep. How I broke it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm at school now.
Yes, you are. And that was a bit of a trip, because did we mention in our last podcast our failed attempt at Minecraft?
No, because I
did.
I don't think we did, because I think our failed attempt at Minecraft was after we recorded the podcast.
Correct. So yeah, we failed at setting up Minecraft correctly. Turns out there's a lot more steps involved, and Aaron's internet and possibly mine, we don't know for certain, is able to withstand doing an actual server. I personally think that it was something going on that day, something wonky going on that day.
Yeah.
Because I have friends that have worse internet than me, run podcasts, run the servers that they own. Like they have just their own little server and they run them and they work just fine. So I think it was just that day something was going on. Because I don't know. That's kind of, no, it couldn't be that. Because I don't know. We just had issues, so it just didn't work. But we'll get back on it, and we're still trying to figure out how to exactly do Minecraft. We stopped for a bit because Ethan had to move from different locations. But now that he's back, we'll start working on it more and have a little bit more variety going on with our channel.
Dude,
hopefully.
I'm really happy with my setup now. I wish it was like, I thought this desk was going to be a little bigger. Lengthwise, it's about what I expected in terms of like how long the two pieces are, because it's a corner desk, so it's two like desktops. Right. I expected them to be about this long, but I expected them to be deeper, you know?
Okay.
Like the distance from me to the wall, you know?
Yeah.
They're not as deep as like the desks that we have that are provided like in our dorms from the school. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, fun fact. What did you have for like an actual like quote unquote desk at first for your computer? Was it like a dresser or something? What I imagine people to have.
Where? Here?
Just like no, just when you first had like a computer, like a desktop monitor set up for yourself. Did you already have a desk and everything?
Yeah, I already had a desk.
So what I had was this. How long did we have that thing? It was like 2008. Yeah, 2008, 2009. It's this white square drawing table. And that's what I used. Yeah. So it's one of those that has like its own incline system, so you can like have it at an angle, which helps for things. I had it flat, and then just put my monitor and my computer next to it, and that was it. And it was, oh geez, what was the size of that thing? It must have been like there was probably 24 inches across, and then it was like 20 in length. So it was like a small little square deal. I had just enough for my keyboard. Like it fit my keyboard almost perfectly. Like there's a little bit extra space for my mouse to be put, and that was it. And that's pretty much all I got. And I was using that for a very long time. So
yeah, a big part of a large part of the space that it's taken up right now, which will be fixed, is my laptop, because I have two PCs. I have my desktop and I have my laptop, and my laptop is a mobile workstation, so it has the mechanical dock. So basically, I have a plastic dock that has a bunch of ports in the back, and all of those ports are hooked up to a periphery. So I have mouse, keyboard, and monitor and speakers all hooked up to this dock. And basically what I do is I can take my laptop places, use my laptop, but then when I come back to my room, I connect my laptop to the dock. It just like click, and it just attaches immediately. And then my laptop is hooked up to that whole periphery. So like, it's basically like, you know, there's a lot of people that like, they have a periphery set up at their desk. Like they have like a monitor, keyboard, mouse, speakers, and they set their laptop down, and then they plug everything up to the back of their laptop, and then they use it like a desktop. Plenty of people do that, but I don't have to like unplug and then replug in each individual cable. It's just click, it's on, and then I push a button to release it, and then chink, and it comes off. So it's super quick and easy. But basically it means that I have to have enough surface area for my laptop to sit on my desk.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a slob when it comes to space. and it's starting to show. Because, so what I have now is an L desk, which is amazing. It's exactly what I wanted, was an L.
Same as me.
Style, yeah. My left side, so it's at, so if you have your left hand, and then you put it, on the left side of me.
You make the L.
The big L, yeah. No, it's nothing. Well, it's more than that. It's like the boxes to like my mouse and my Stream Deck, my RAM, my microphone, all of that is on that left side. And then along with it is all of this food. Like it's just
gross.
I'm disgusting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I look like, ugh.
I spent a lot of time. See, I got the desk and it was disassembled.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to assemble it, and then I had to set up everything on it. I've probably spent around 5 hours just building and then setting up this desk so far. In the past couple days, I've probably spent 5 or 5.5 hours doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's still not 100% done. There's still some things that I want to do to improve my space optimization. Because I have my desktop with, my gaming mouse and my gaming monitor and my big desk pad. And then I also have like an external optical drive that's sat on my desk. And then I have my speakers, and then I have my webcam, and then I have my lamp, and then I have my 32-inch monitor, my 27-inch monitor, and my 24-inch monitor. Like I said, I have my other keyboard, my other mouse. I have my dock for my Switch, and then my Switch hooked up, and then the N60 or not the N64, the GameCube controller dock for my Switch. Like, it's a lot of stuff. And I also have a lamp and 2 sets of speakers. Oh, I need to talk about my speakers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do.
So I already had a set of speakers. Like, they're just like some Logitechs. It's like 2 speakers that sit on top of your desk, and then an itty bitty subwoofer that goes underneath that acts as the control unit. Or like, you hook everything up to the sub. And basically I was like, oh, well, that'll work for one computer, but I'm going to have a 2 PC setup. So if I want to hear sound out of my other PC, then I'm going to need, another set of speakers. And I didn't want to spend like a whole bunch of money on like a super fancy, like, whole speaker setup. Cause I'm like, it's just like my secondary PC. It's not like it's got, my worst monitor and my worst mouse and my worst keyboard. It's not really doing a whole lot. So I just need maybe a $20 set of computer speakers. And I was looking on Amazon, and I saw a few just Logitech, and I was like, I'll probably get this set of Logitech speakers. They're just, super simple, just computer speakers. But then me and my girlfriend went to Goodwill the other day. We were just, hanging out. We had some time to kill before either of us had something to do. And we went and ate lunch, and they were like, you want to go buy there's a new Goodwill that just opened up. There was like an old like CVS or Walgreens like right down the road from our school, and then it closed down, and then Goodwill bought it. So it's like, it has that like classic, like the doors on the corner, and then there's like the 3 triangle windows off of each side of the door. That classic construction of like a CVS pharmacy, but it's blue and it's a Goodwill. So we went in there and we shopped around for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? There's a few things that I need. I kind of want another power strip because I got so much stuff that I'm hooking up, and I want to see if I can find a little 5-volt power connector because I have that as something that I need power for that I don't have a power cable for. And, I'll look and see if they have any speakers, because my sweet mate and I that day.
I love you, Ethan.
Jesus fuck. Get the fuck out of here!
Hey, that's Wyatt, by the way, guys. For anybody who
that wasn't even
know.
Wyatt. That was Trey.
That was Trey.
Hello.
We're recording.
I know. I'm here. Can we clap sync in?
Are you recording?
Yeah.
All right. Clap syncing for Aaron. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, look, guys, it's Aaron. He's here.
Tilted in here.
Yeah, you
I just
sure
got
are.
startled. Like,
Yeah, you did.
I
Dude, you missed it.
legitimately frightened.
Honestly, it'll be worth it for you to go and like listen to this podcast again.
How long have you been
it's
going?
pretty good. We're at 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
not bad. I went 85 on the interstate to get here, so
Jesus.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I was
But
like,
I
no, I
mean-
had to make it.
But
I just
I
had
was-
so much I wanted to talk about this podcast, and I'm flabbergasted and annoyed.
Well, I
right
was
now.
telling a story about how I bought my speakers.
Tell me.
So we went to the Goodwill. Or no, me and my sweet mate were talking about like old speakers and stuff because he's an audio and video guy. And so we were talking about like he has like a set of like really old Altic Lansing speakers that he found at his work that still work great and have amazing sound. And so I was like, that's cool. And then I thought about it and I was like, you know what, like if I can find speakers that like it doesn't really matter if they're old speakers, just if they have a good sound, then that's fine. So then when me and my girlfriend went to Goodwill, I was like looking, they had like a few like surround sound systems, you know, like that people had brought in that were, you know, kind of crappy. But I found this set and I think they were intended as computer speakers, but maybe not because it was two speakers that look eerily like dildos. It's like
Okay.
the left and right speaker look like somebody took like a funnel and then turned it upside down, and then like the skinny end of the funnel they mounted like a vibrator to that.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
It kind of looks like the sentry turrets from Portal 2.
Yeah. No, I get what you're talking about. I get what shape it is. I understand.
So that's what the left and right speakers look like. And then they also have a subwoofer. And this subwoofer is almost as big as my PC. Mm-hmm. It's a big ass subwoofer. And so I was like, and they had a thing where it was like, if you buy some tech and if you buy something from the like electronic section and you take it home and it doesn't work, you can return it within 5 days to get your money back in the form of in-store credit. And I bought a UPS to hook everything up to, and it didn't work. The battery was bad on it. So I'm going to take it back tomorrow, and then I'll get store credit for it, and I'll pick something else out at Goodwill.
Well,
But,
there you go.
I came back, and I tried out and I tested my dildo speakers, and they work surprisingly well.
How'd you test them? Like which form did you test? The speakers or the shape?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Saw that one coming. Hey.
But no, so the thing is it's so fucking funny. The control speaker that has the volume and then the auxiliary input on it, it has like EQ settings, so you can change your bass and you can change your treble. But since the speakers are like small, they're like, you know, pretty small in terms of speakers. In terms of dicks, they're like a good size. But
Speaker, it's tiny. Yeah.
it's kind of skinny, you know? And it has a
Yep.
speaker in the bottom. The bottom of the funnel has like an actual speaker in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like it's a weird construction of a speaker. I've never seen anything like it. But they're like, you know, your average size speaker for a desk. Maybe a little like a tad smaller for desk speakers. But then the subwoofer is like a full-size subwoofer that you would use for like a surround sound system like in your living room. So to have a decent balance, I have the treble turned all the way up and the bass turned all the way down.
Yeah.
I tried to I turned the bass all the way up when I was testing them just for funsies, and I'm sure that the people below me and above me fucking hate me. But then I was like, all right, I need to find a good balance. And I put the bass like right about the knob, like right about in the middle. And I was like, all right, that's in the middle, so it should be a good amount of bass. No, it still bumps. So I was like, how how far down do I need to go on this bass for it to not be overpowering? The answer is it doesn't, because the bass is all the way down, and it's still anything I play, the bass is just bumping all the time.
I like
Do you want to? Okay, so there is a certain thing that does that is meant for specifically bass, and I mentioned this to Ethan, and it's called the thumper. The thumper is really cool. I'm about to post it for you guys to look at it in Discord. If you want to put it on the podcast, you can. That's it right there. That thing is insane. Here, let me get you a better image of this thing.
Oh Jesus, that looks like turbo for a car. Almost.
Kinda.
It looks like an alternator.
Yeah. But it's just nothing but bass.
To me, it looks like a weird Beyblade.
It's called bass shaker because what they did. So the friend of mine that had this, his dad was he had all sorts of different instruments or whatever, and he would always test sounds based off of them, and he would plug some stuff into this thing whenever they were too quiet. That's what I feel like is the purpose for it. I don't think so, because we went in and decided that it'd be a good idea to connect that onto his Xbox and then play MW2 and then use the 50 cal and then just start.
Did you break windows?
We shook the room. That I know for certain. We went on to voice calls. And cool thing happens, if you fire an entire mag with the 50 cal while this thing is plugged in, the audio just goes silent. You can't hear anything anymore.
Jesus.
Like, the call just dies. The thing is so loud. It just destroys stuff with the sound itself. It's so great. I loved using that just because of the sheer power it has. But yeah, so don't have that anymore, but it'd be great to have one just for fun, for that reason.
Just for funsies.
Just for fun, you know, not to actually use it for its actual purpose, which I don't know what the actual purpose was. So
I think you found it.
I think I found it.
Thumper, I'll hardly know her.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Next title, Ethan.
It was a little late on the uptake.
It was. I'm rusty, man. I just got here.
Yes, you did.
Hi, Rusty. I'm Dad.
What all did you have to talk about, Aaron?
Well, first of all, I'll tell you what happened and why I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please do.
All right. So at my church, we have like a van that we go and pick up like teenagers to come to church with, and like I have 3 hours between my church and when I get off work. Like I get off work and then there's 3 hours of just random time to kill, where I live 45 minutes away. So that'd be a long time to go all the way there just to spend 30 minutes there and drive like back, and a lot of wasted gas money. So I just ride on the van with my friend that drives it and just thought I'd talk to him and like conversate. You know, no big deal. He was like, hey, my car's in the shop. Can you meet me at my house and I'll drop you off on the van first when we get out of church? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So that's what I do. I get in the van, no big deal. We get to church. We get out of church. He fails to tell me that he's got a 30-minute meeting after church.
Yeah.
And then he said he would drop me off first, like a liar. And so he drops off 3 more people first, and then I get to my car at 9 o'clock, which is when I told everybody that I would be on for the podcast. So I have a 40-minute drive home at that point. And I call my mom on the way home. I'm like, hey, I'm just now leaving Macomb. Don't worry, I'm not like in a ditch somewhere on the side of the road. Blah, 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 all this junk happened. And so she goes, okay. I was like, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I was like, I'm just going to come in because I still got some stuff I needed to do tonight. So I'm just going to come in and do it and then go to bed. She's like, all right. So I come home and she like comes in and I text her, I tell her I'm home. And so she walks out of the room. I hear her. She comes in here talking to me. And I was like talking to her. And she was like, all right. I was going to say, hey, but it didn't seem like you want to talk. I was like, I told you. I was like, I literally told you. I was like, I got stuff I have to do. I was like, you got to go. You got to get out. Please. She's like, all right.
He's like, I haven't jerked off all day, Mom. You gotta leave.
Exactly.
My frustrations need to be quenched.
So my computer was booting up as she was like talking to me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hurry up. So I like hopped on the podcast and
You
I'm
like
here
open
now.
the drawer with the lotion and the tissues. And you're like, Mom, if you don't leave, I can't be held responsible for what you're gonna see.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so and then we had this whole miscommunication about doing it yesterday. Did y'all talk about that?
No, I didn't even want to get involved
Alright.
in that miscommunication that happened.
I
Yesterday.
think that was just attributed to using 3 different forms of texting apps.
Yeah, because you messaged me, you texted me, you sent me Snapchats, and you sent me Discord messages. And honestly, I just couldn't be bothered to string together a cohesive narrative. I think we had a conversation about this one day because we were texting in a group chat in Snapchat, and you were texting.
There were
you
different conversations.
Yeah, and then I sent you 3 different messages on 3 different platforms, and I said never on Snapchat, and then on Instagram I said cross-pollinate, and then on Discord I said the convos.
And I have forever since then.
I said never cross-pollinate the convos, and you just fucking went out and did it.
See, for me, I was good because I only got it from Discord. I didn't notice anything else.
I also
I was
had just
fine.
all I think yesterday was like my most busy day.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it was. Yeah, it definitely seemed like it was.
In terms of evening, because so what happened is like today was actually like the last day of choir camp.
Mm-hmm.
So like we went
Choir
from
camp.
like 8:00 this morning until like 5, which is a pretty normal. Like I think the first day or no, the second day was the longest we went. We went from 8:00 to like 10.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened Tuesday is we didn't start until 4 because there was a bunch of like faculty meetings and stuff going on, so nobody could, like the teachers couldn't be there. So we didn't start until 4. So we started practicing our first rehearsal at 4, and then we went until like 8:30 at night. And so it was like pretty much constant for those 4.5 hours. And then I had to leave practice early because my dad was like, hey, I went ahead and came to Hattiesburg and brought you your monitor stand and your desk. And I was like, oh, well, my dad's here with my monitor stand and my desk. And so then I went back to my room and built a desk for 4 hours.
Yep. Talked about that
So-
already, but yeah.
So yeah, if you guys, if
wait
you
to
had
hear
been
that.
like, yeah, that's one reason why I was like, well, there's actually no way that I can record tonight because my computer is unplugged from everything. It's sitting over there because I'm building its home right now.
Yeah. That'd do it.
And I had a very like sketchy week already because I had to work Monday and Tuesday, which I didn't want to. And I was like, all right, well, whatever. And then the other lady was like, hey, I need you to take my Thursday. And I was like, I'm free Thursday. But she was like, thanks, I'm glad you're going to take it. I have the paperwork done. I was like, whoa. And then she like walked away.
Yeah, no, that happens to me a
What?
lot. That happens
Yeah.
to me a lot too. Yeah. No, that,
It's like I
that's
didn't
something
agree to
that,
it, but it just happened.
yeah.
Well, I eventually I found another lady that wanted the shift, and I gave her my Tuesday, and then I gave her this lady's Thursday, so I didn't have to work either one. Because they only make like $20 for like 3 hours of work, and that's not worth my time. It's just not. Like $20 with taxes, by the way, is what I'm excluding. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not making under minimum wage.
Right.
But
Huh. Yeah, no, that happens to me every once in a while too, to where somebody's like, oh, well, I already did it, so, and I said that you'd cover, so that's on you. Like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Just because you said I'm going to do something doesn't mean I have to do it.
Right. Yeah. Maybe
So y'all know-
I'm getting the cold or something.
yeah, exactly. Just lie to her.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me to be out of town.
Oh, no, dude. I missed like 2 rehearsals because I almost shit my pants.
I did that this morning.
So like Sunday afternoon Sunday morning I felt like shit, which was the day that I moved in. And then I felt really bad because me and Trey went and got canes, and I was like, oh my god, my sweet lover, I have missed you dearly. And so then I smashed that canes, and then I felt like shit, and I was like, all right, I gotta go to rehearsal. And right before I went to rehearsal, threw up all my canes,
Oh.
which made me
that's-
sad.
Did you eat it again?
Ew. Gross.
I thought about it
Yeah, there you go.
I don't like this conversation.
because I looked at it like the crumpled up, like the churned up mix of chicken bread and fries in the toilet,
Aaron's about to
and
throw
I was
up.
like, man, what a waste.
I don't like this conversation. Almost throws up.
Then I peed on it and flushed it down.
Hey, Ethan, it's just you and me again.
I think we broke Aaron.
I think we did. He's like, I should have stayed later. I should have told the guy it's okay.
Is it safe yet?
It's safe
It's never
now.
safe, bitch.
Just like pushed my mic on the ground. Just like
We
threw it
already
on
I
my
heard.
desk.
I heard it.
Yep. It was good.
Gross.
So that I felt like that Sunday, and then Monday, I was like, all right, because I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I might have like IBS or something. Because anytime I wake up like before 10 a.m., my stomach's just like, you're gonna have a shitty day.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't eat breakfast, because I know if I do, I'm just gonna make myself throw up.
That's weird.
Yeah,
You used to do that in school all the time.
yeah, I did. Aaron can tell you every day after lunch I would go to the bathroom and throw
He
up
puked constantly.
That's weird.
All the time.
Your body
wasn't-
isn't functioning correctly.
every day.
It wasn't like uncommon for him just to be like, oh, hey, I just threw up. You
Yeah,
know
no,
that
I'd be
th-
like, I would just be like, hey, Miss Brittany, can I go to the bathroom? She'd be like, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right, thanks. I'd leave. I'd be gone for a little while. I'd come back. She'd be like, you good? I'd be like, I mean, I threw up like everything I ate today, but yeah, I'm fine now.
Is it Tim Horton Here's a... Is it like the Dr. Seuss's Horton Here's a Who? Where the chick's like, sometimes I throw up.
Yes.
See, Tim Horton here's
Yeah, you did say Tim Horton. Yeah. He did say Tim Horton.
So,
It's okay, Aaron. I tried to ignore it, but Ethan picked it up. I'm sorry.
hey, wait. In there... I think I'm going to make it worse. What's that coffee brand? Is it Tim Hortons?
Yeah, no, it's the Canadian coffee place.
Okay. I was making sure that... What's the other movie person that has like a Horton? What's that? There's a movie something Horton. Like a director or like a type of movie? What am I talking about?
Dude, normally I can decipher your fucking baffling way of talking, but
It's like a
I got-
cartoon movie? Like
I
a
got
cartoon
nothing.
movies? Is it like the Nightmare movies or whatever?
Tim Burton?
There we go.
Fuck, dude. How
What?
did you get
Horton. Burton.
Tim.
the
Tim is
Tim?
what linked it.
The Tim is what? Yeah,
Tim? Okay.
but you got
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, you shout out to the other podcast that likes listening to us called the MILF Pod. That's all about movies that I don't understand why they like me.
dude. I don't understand why we like you.
Wait, what? What's the name of it again?
The
Oh, have
MILF
you not-
Pod?
Have you not told him about MILF Pod?
No, I
No.
did not hear about this.
No, I meant to shout them out too because they're super cool. They're super cool guys.
No, I saw you do their post on Instagram because I check our channel's Instagram like a good co-host.
Okay, not. this means absolutely nothing. I'm just making sure their title adds up. Are they moms?
No, it's
okay.
a what's
They
the
talk
word
about
I'm
their
looking
moms.
For?
They talk about their moms.
It's an acronym. There we go.
Okay, never
I
mind.
didn't think of the word. Yeah.
They
Acronym.
talk about.
Oh, God.
They're all Oedipus.
Some real Freudian shit going on in here.
Yeah. I'm crying.
I think we need to film more podcasts at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh,
no, we
Jesus.
don't. No, the last time we did that, this exact same thing happened. My audio.
Which
was kinda
podcast was that?
All sorts of messed up. It was the time where I got Pipe and Ethan confused.
What?
You don't remember that? And I like absolutely lost it to where my face was like on my desk, just crying, laughing. You remember when we did
Yeah,
that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I know Ethan would remember that. Yeah.
I can't right now. I can't
Okay.
think right now.
Okay.
Aaron's
I
Aaron the fucking goldfish.
Yeah, dude, I literally tell people that all the time. But yeah, they just talk about movies. They do movie reviews.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, shout out.
They're a
to
cool
them.
podcast. They're funny.
We try to fucking decipher Aaron's fucking brain.
Yeah. Hey, we do a good job. All right, we do a really
What?
good job.
I was gonna tell y'all about something about deciphering. It was okay. Shout out to another person's.
I was trying to tell the story of how I almost shit myself.
You're right. I interrupted you. I do that a lot. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's because I talked about how I wanted to eat my own throw up, and then you.
Oh
left.
no! Stop.
Stop. I don't want to leave again.
No, but then Monday we had rehearsal early in the morning until like 11:30 when we took a break for lunch. And I was I was like, all right, I made it through the morning. It's like 11:30. I should be good now. Like I'm through like the iffy period of the day. And then as I'm walking to the cafeteria for lunch, my stomach's like, and I'm like, well, that's not good. And then I get a telegram from my asshole that's like,
Ring a ding.
hey, dude, stop. You're going to shit yourself. Stop. We need to get a toilet right fucking now. Stop. And so I like power walked because I was like going to the calf, but then I got to the calf and made like a beeline towards my dorm. But I didn't run because I didn't want like my asshole to smell fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
also
that's
didn't
bad.
want my ass cheeks. I didn't want like too much friction in between my ass cheeks and for the agitation near my anus to cause a premature eruption. So I sort of just power walked all the way to my dorm, and then I somehow got up the stairs to my dorm because I would be fucked if I was taking the elevator. I would have destroyed that elevator. It's so slow. So I sprinted up the stairs to my dorm and then rushed in and destroyed my toilet.
I just pictured like the elevator door opening. It's just covered in poo, and you're just like, I'm sorry, and you're just
it's
still
that
just
one
standing there.
It's that one episode of Archer where they all get trapped in the elevator. It's just me like crouched there with my pants down and just like up to my ankles and shit. Just like, you don't want to be here right now.
Hey, Ethan, can you please check your direct messages and see what I sent you while you were talking about that story?
I'm about to bust.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was like.
That's exactly. I was running through my dorm's hallways. One of my dorm mates leaned out and was like, "What are you doing?" And I just looked back at him. I'm about to bust. Do I look like I know what a JPEG is? Just want a picture of a gosh dang hot dog.
Yeah, okay, so quickly, can I just talk about... Well, go ahead.
I didn't feel the urge to eat my own shit, though.
Good. I know it's... Yeah, I know what it was, but the smell rejected it. You're good.
Yeah.
Aaron, you can
It was
stay.
a little
You're
different.
okay.
I'm
than
gonna
the
leave
vomit.
again. See you later.
You're in the clear.
See, the thing is I could look at my shit and I couldn't tell what it was because it just looks like shit. But I looked at my vomit and I could see like the beauty that once was held within it.
You did the puzzle. You fixed the puzzle around.
It's big brain time.
It's big brain.
I'm uncomfy.
Okay, real quick, can I talk about how much I hate fiberglass? And how much it absolutely sucks. I know neither of you had to deal with this, but it's... So imagine just a bunch of little mini tiny needles in your arm.
Yeah, it's rough.
And then if you just like brush the needles just while they're still in your arm, that's what fiberglass is like. It's not fun.
Yeah, I had like some fiberglass stuck in me one time from a tub that they were putting in our house. It had like fiberglass on the back.
That'll do it.
Ooh, yeah.
Did you get it on like
Wasn't
your
fun.
back or anything?
I don't know what I did. I don't remember how. I just remember it getting stuck, and I remember it was painful. I remember I never did it again.
Yeah, that'd be real smart.
Because I was like super young. Like I was like
unless
12 or 13.
You know, when
Yeah.
it's your job to deal with this fiberglass and to put this fiberglass up, you can't really avoid it. I really wish I could, but
Yeah, I told you that I've never dealt with fiberglass, but I did have carbon fiber get into my clothes before.
yeah, carbon fiber is no good. It's pretty much, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, not fun.
It feels like you just got raped by a porcupine.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what my arms feel like right now. Yeah, it's and I did all the steps for it. It didn't work. So, I don't know.
Speaking of weird steps to like get stuff off your body, do you guys know how to remove wood stain from your skin?
Wood stain?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's saying.
Can we kick him out?
we did for like 20 minutes.
You did.
We did. Should I talk about eating my own vomit again?
Yeah.
I'm like a soundboard this episode. I'm like
No,
full of
but, like,
noises.
If you get wood stain, there's probably another method, but if you get wood stain on your skin, then a good way to get it off is with like olive oil.
Okay.
And one time I was helping my brother, and we were making some cornhole boards for my dad for a Father's Day gift, and we were staining them. And then in the middle of staining them, I really had to go take a shit, and so I went inside and I dropped my drawers and I started taking a shit, and I rested my hands on my thighs. And so I got the wood stain that was on my hands. I got it all over my thighs.
Good job.
You have oily thighs.
And so then later that day, I was like, after we had finished, I was like, all right, sweet. And then I like looked down because I'd been wearing shorts, and I could see. I was like, what's that on my leg? And I like pulled my shorts up, and I was like, oh shit, I got wood stain on my thighs from when I was taking a shit.
You know.
And so then me and my brother had already washed our hands with the olive oil to get the wood stain off of our hands. So then I knew where the olive oil was. I went and grabbed it, and I went to the bathroom, and I just I pulled my shorts like all the way up as far as they would go, and then hiked my leg up on the toilet, and then just put some olive oil in my hand and was like lathering my thigh in olive oil. And then my brother like knocks on the door and then opens it. And he's like, "Hey, could you?" And I just look up at him while I'm slathering oil all over my bare thigh, and he's like, "Never mind." And he just like slowly backs up.
It would have been great because I'm pretty certain you were using like a natural wood stain, right?
I don't know. It was years ago.
Okay, had you used like a darker wood stain, I bet you would have thought that was something else when you were like, oh, that's wood stain. If it had been darker, you'd been like...
I was like, how did I get shit on my upper thigh?
Yeah. In the front.
All the way over there.
Yeah.
It's like on the top of my thighs. How did I shit on my lap?
Yeah, you're right. But
Wood stain sounds like a fancy neighborhood for rich people. It's like a gated community.
I bet there is a place called Woodstain somewhere. Except stain is probably spelled Stane. I bet.
Or
and then either grove or acres on the end of that.
Yeah.
Stayne is how I would picture it spelled. That's bougie.
So it's like stain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, except they would call it stain. Like they just say stain, but it's the actual pronunciation's weird.
So
Tragan.
So did y'all
This is why I need a fucking recording light.
I heard a whisper.
Yeah.
Tay just whispers, "It wouldn't matter."
He took a dip in the fountain.
Yeah, he did. He's all wet and shit.
I mean, always when you're around.
I don't want to hug. Fuck off.
No, I want to hug. Tay, I want to hug.
Wait,
Tay, I
you
want
know
to
what
hug.
this means though?
What?
If Ethan's back at school, I think that means we've been doing podcasts for like 3 months now.
We have.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. This is like what, episode 12?
More than that, actually.
12.
Yeah, it's episode 12. No, 3. So
that's 3 months. That's exactly 3 months.
That's exactly 3 months. Yeah, see.
3 months.
Yeah.
Well, we have 3 months of podcasts, but we recorded episode 0 like way before we released
Okay,
it.
we're not counting how long
Also-
it was from episode 0.
Dirt. You know that this one's going up on Friday, right? Did we tell you that?
Yes. Yeah,
Why
no,
are
I
there
heard about
so many people?
Okay. I think
Jesus.
I think it'll. What? Dude. Do we just continue talking?
The analytics. Is that what you're
Let's
talking
just-
about? Is the
No,
whole-
what were you
Yeah.
talking about, Aaron?
This will be up on Friday. So therefore, we're trying out some new
well,
stuff with analytics.
If I get it edited in time.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
because
'cause
it's
this
fine for
is-
Saturday too, because we're literally just testing stuff.
Should we say what day it is? Should we date when we're?
I already
recording
did.
I did. I said Wednesday night.
it? Okay, cool. Never mind. Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, my dudes.
8/21.
And you got onto us for mentioning dead memes.
Okay, it's different when I don't use it for an intro and when it's just real quick. You only caught up on it because it was completely quiet when I said it. Otherwise, it would have been fine.
Hey, okay.
No.
So
No.
I want to go back to when we were talking about interpreting conversations, because I had a moment this week when I was watching a video and I thought about you, Ethan, immediately. See if you know which video it is. Like, think for a second. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's from Achievement Hunter.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
I know what video it is. I know. Yeah.
It's the
I may not have seen it.
the
It's
morning
the
show one.
Morning. Yeah.
And Jeff did like songs where he's like, and like just did
Yeah.
like that for the
Oh
song.
yeah, I saw.
And I was like,
I saw the beginning of that one. Yeah.
I was like, that's Ethan. Ethan, like with me. That's him. Because you got the
yeah.
It immediately.
I want you
Like,
guys
that's
to
what I
know
thought of.
that like Wyatt came in, which I expected because he lives in the same room, and then Trey was in here, which I expected because he lives in the room next door. And then Trey's brother came in, which I sort of also expected because he's staying with Trey. Then there was this other dude that I have no idea who it was. There was somebody that I've never met before, and all four of them were standing right behind me, completely still and completely silent, just watching me as we were recording. Until I asked, I was like, "Why are there so many people in here?" And that's when you heard them bust out laughing. Like,
How funny. Wow.
there
that
were
was
just
so funny.
4 people standing stock still, completely silent, right behind my chair as I was recording. It was really uncomfortable.
Yeah. So, do you know the age-old question? Is a pound of feathers heavier than a pound of steel?
Stop.
Right?
Dead
Hold on, let me
meme.
tell you. Hold on. I understand. But I always like to mess with like the old ladies I work with. So I looked at one of them today and was like, all right. What weighs more, Miss Geraldine? A pound of feathers? A pound of feathers or a pound of steel? And she goes, well, the steel, it's steel. Weighs more. I'm like, no, but they're both a pound. She goes, doesn't matter. Still weighs more. I'm like,
She got
No,
it.
but, like-
she watched the video.
no, she didn't. She hasn't.
No,
I promise
she watched
you
the
she
video.
hasn't. But she was like,
I know,
like, Aaron.
But
She was
they're
like,
both a kilogram.
She's like, think about it. She's like, think about it, Aaron. One's feathers. That's obviously going to be lighter than iron.
But steel is heavier
The
than feathers. I know, but they're both a kilogram.
So, like, I tried to explain it to her, and she wasn't having it. She was just not having it. She was like,
She
no,
watched it.
Aaron,
She had to
you're
have.
dumb. No, she's insane.
I think my favorite video of somebody asking that question is like a guy who's just on the street, just in the middle of the street in public, and he asks like a father and his daughter, they're like out shopping. He's like, which is heavier, a pound of steel or a pound of feathers? And he holds the microphone, and the bitch, like the daughter goes,
Wow.
well, steel, because steel is heavier. And then the father looks at her and goes, but they're both a pound, so they weigh exactly the same. And then the guy who's like the interviewer is like, you got it right. And then this guy just looks at his daughter with the most like disappointed look I've ever seen. He's like, you stupid bitch. It's my favorite thing. And she just looked down at her feet. She was like, oh.
Have you seen that 70 miles per hour question? Of how long would it
No.
take you? How many miles would you travel in 70
Yeah.
for 70 minutes if you're like going 70 miles per hour?
Mm-hmm.
How many hours is
Yeah.
it? The answer is 1 or whatever. And it's
Yeah,
this
it's
guy
'cause
asking
you're
his,
going- yeah.
his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and she can't get it to save herself. Like she goes through all these math problems over and over again, and it's all wrong every time. So, yeah.
I also asked the 2 ladies that I work with today. I was like, all right, so if I weigh on the scale, it says 187, right? Get on the scale. And I walk over and I eat exactly 1 pound of meat. Is it going to say 188 when I step on it? They're like, no, it hasn't had time to digest. I was like, no, that doesn't make sense at all.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
And she was like, but it hasn't had time to digest. I was like, so your weight doesn't matter until it's digested? I was like, if it's a pound, it's a pound. Exact, like the second it touches.
You should have phrased the question differently. You should have said, if I go and weigh myself and it says 187, and then I go shit a pound, and then I go reweigh, will it say 186? Because bet your ass to be like, yes, because it's had time to digest.
But no, like both of them were like, no, that's not how it works. I'm like, that's how weight works. And they looked it up. They looked it up and were like, oh wait, it does how it works. That is how it works. I was like, if I just put like a pound, like a weight, like that said 1 pound on it in my mouth, I would weigh 1 pound more. It doesn't matter, like I don't have to eat it.
Yeah.
If I held it in my hand, I'd weigh 1 pound more.
It's like if I stood on the scale the entire time and I held the meat in my hand and it said 188 and then I ate it, it would still say 188.
No, it hasn't time to digest your 187.
I didn't get rid of mass. I'm not God.
That was like our hypotheticals at work today. It was really boring.
Was that because of like the whole like how many calories is a pound sort of thing?
Yeah. I had it on my mind. I was just bored. Thinking about stuff. I had like 22 customers in a 7-hour day. So yeah. Not even 22 customers, because a couple of them were like more than one transaction each. So probably I'd say probably 17 customers.
That's such a slow day.
Yeah. I was dying a little bit. So I went on Instagram and did some marketing.
Nice. For us, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
Twitter?
have a side company. No, I
Yeah.
didn't touch Twitter, bro.
Dude, you need to.
I got on Twitter, but I was like, I can't think of anything clever to say.
Dude, yeah, you just it doesn't have to be clever. Like, you don't need to do
Like the other day when you were like at Hot Wins, when you're gonna get at Elon Musk. Like,
yeah,
on
I
the
want to
show.
know that. I think that'd be an excellent idea for one.
Dude,
I think he would be
yeah.
great.
Like I retweeted that because I was like, that's retweetable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And retweets is how you get popular on Twitter, not likes and
Yeah, I know.
comments. So like having a comment, basically putting out stuff that people can say, I'm okay with that being attached to who I am, and I'm okay with identifying with that statement.
And that's the weird part about Twitter. That's the weird part about Twitter that everybody like goes for, is that factor. Apparently a lot of people like that. I personally am completely disconnected from social media stuff like that. So I don't know. But apparently that's what people go for. So
Yeah.
is they like going, yeah, that's me. And then
that and Facebook are both a lot like that. Instagram is not not like that. Instagram's like a little bit different. Instagram's like you send it to your friend,
right.
like
Yeah.
a DM, but that still
Instagram,
gets like the
getting
most
popular
traffic.
on Instagram is just like be like, I enjoy their content.
Yeah.
Being popular on Twitter is like, I enjoy them enough to attach what they post to my profile.
Yeah. It's a lot closer.
It's
Did you-
publicly. It's more based on publicly sharing content instead of just consuming content.
Did you see the video I posted in the group chat today? Of me playing RoomNet last night.
That was from you playing it?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
So, like-
but yes, I did see that.
All right, so a new game came out yesterday called Remnant from the Ashes, and I really wanted to play it. I was really excited for it. Not a lot of people are. Like, so far, it's gotten really mixed reviews on
It's
Reddit and
a
stuff.
Ruby Grimgar crossover.
So what?
Never mind.
All right, cool.
Derp, do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
I figured Derp would. I just didn't.
We're the same person. It's okay.
Yeah, it's basically like Gun Souls is what I like to call it, but it's not really Gun Souls. But it's like, because Bloodborne's really Gun Souls, so everybody's gonna be mad at me if I call it that.
It's Gungeon Souls.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a looter kind of shooter. You can play it with 3 other friends. You go in. There's like different types of weapons you can get. I'm sure they're gonna add new ones later. But one big complaint, if I told Derp about this, if you have a problem with people's mouths not syncing properly when they talk, or you're gonna hate the game.
Oh Jesus, that's one of my biggest problems.
It's
with,
really
Skyrim.
bad.
I knew it was gonna be somebody. I knew there was gonna be somebody that I knew that had that issue. And Ethan, I'm so glad you were that person. Cause
There's not a lot of like talking scenes so far that I found that it's like there. But like tutorial is mainly filled with it. And I was just watching it. I was like, I don't even care, and this is bad.
I haven't played a whole lot of this series, but what I have seen of it, the lip syncing is so bad, and that's Mass Effect.
Yeah. That's what I told Aaron. That's what I told Aaron was
that's
like.
Literally what we talked about.
That had it the worst.
I haven't played a whole lot of Mass Effect, but like what gameplay I've seen, that's the first thing I noticed in any cutscene. I was like, Jesus, what are their lips doing?
No, yeah, this is probably the worst game I think you've ever seen. With lip
God.
syncing. I promise you, it's really bad. I'll have to go in dialogue with somebody and like just do like a 30-second video to show it and send it to you later.
It's like those old Japanese movies.
Oh God.
But like
they've been redubbed over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But like the game's like works very Dark Souls, like where you have like an Estus flask basically. He gives you 3 at the start, and then you have like bonfires. They're called resting spots or something like that. They're not really like bonfires, but it resets. Like the mechanic of it, where you set at the bonfire, resets the whole world when you get up from it. Well, in this little area, the sewer I was in, these little dudes would run at you, but they were trip mines. Well, they would hit the mines and blow up and die. Like in the game, like that's how you knew they were coming after you. You would just hear explosions behind you, and it was just kind of like one of the things in the levels they would hit. So I went and rested at this bonfire and got up and didn't see these like trip mines there, and there was 3 of them. And there's also this other character that like runs up and just like blows up in your face and like hits you for like a decent chunk of damage, like maybe 1/3 your health, but not a ton. So I walk up and hit one of the trip mines, not seeing it. Blows me back into a different trip mine, which blows me back towards the guy that runs up, and then as soon as I stand up from the ground, I get blown up by him. Like immediately. Like there is no reaction time, there is nothing I could do. I just spawn, move 2 inches, boom, boom, bloof, dead. I was like, alright.
Wombo combo.
Welcome to the game. Like that was my introduction to the game. But like so far, it's really fun. It just seems really slow at first.
If we die in the game, we die in real life.
I looked it up today to see, but they do have like unique bosses that drop like unique weapons that have like percentage chance drops, and you can go farm them and try to get the drop. So there's a lot to the game. It's just like seems like it's one of those things that has like a really slow start, but it seems really fun.
Cross save went live today on Destiny 2.
Yes, it did.
Nice.
And yesterday, you were able to transfer your accounts from battle.net to Steam.
Yep.
Hey, wait. I had some
now
Destiny questions for you.
You don't have to pay money to change your screen name.
Nope.
Ooh, that's dope.
Yup.
I saw on a Facebook
Unless you're on
post-
PlayStation, because then you can never change your screen name.
Correct.
You can't change your name on PlayStation?
No.
That's
On
insane.
PSN, you can't change your name.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, see? Now you don't want to get a PlayStation, do you?
I never did.
Pretty cool. Well, now you really don't. That was the final nail. I bet.
Yeah, like
That's it.
like my PlayStation name. I used to have a PlayStation 3 before I bought an Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
And my PlayStation name was awful
I
bet it was.
imagine. Yeah,
because I was like 12.
yeah.
I couldn't imagine being Bama Taters 2014.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
about like my Snapchat name. I made it when I was like 13.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I
sure
would
you guys
love
saw
to
my
say
name
it,
for
but no.
Minecraft. It's pretty bad.
No, don't
Yeah,
say my,
yours is
don't
pretty
say my
rough.
Snapchat name.
I mean,
Yeah.
yours is pretty rough.
Yep.
I saw some Destiny stuff on Facebook today, right? Like on an article, and I was questioning
Okay.
it. I don't know if it was fully announced. It said it'd be announced later today, or
Okay.
maybe I read the article wrong. But it was talking about the new armor. Have they changed the way armor works and explained it yet? For Shadowkeep?
They've explained it. Yes, they haven't. It hasn't gone live yet.
They haven't. Yeah, it didn't say it was going live. It just said they were going to show it.
Yeah, no, they had a whole like trailer and stuff, or they had a
Okay.
whole like I think it was at Gamescom.
That was that mod
Yeah.
switch thing, right? To where you can just put different mods in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you unlock the mods through your artifact.
Yeah,
I'll
I
have to
have
look it
a
up later.
feeling that's gonna create a meta of like what people want their armor to look like. To where it's almost.
Oh
Gonna
no,
be
it
like
doesn't. It doesn't change the looks.
No, I know it doesn't change the looks to it, but like everybody's gonna be wearing the same styled armor. Like
No, I think
I
it's a
don't know.
complete opposite.
Dude, did you see the new Vex themed armor?
I didn't
Yes.
see the new one. No,
I
but
did.
you were completely right, Ethan. You actually beat our good old lore video man because he kept thinking Hive, but you were like, nah, it's Vex. You're completely right because I'm pretty certain this entire thing is Vex for Destiny 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Derp,
It
did
is.
you tell Ethan your theory? Or
I
what you
s-
told me is just completely right, and that you were like, they haven't announced it, but
They haven't
I'm right.
announced it, but I'm completely 100% right on this because their trailers show it almost all the way through. And I sent it to Ethan kind of in like a very weird, skeptic, creepy way.
You sent me. All right, I want to go find it.
Go ahead and find it. It's not going to be that difficult to find. You got to scroll through a couple
It's
memes.
just right up here.
Yep.
All caps, no punctuation.
Nope.
The floating bodies are guardians. 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 This goes on for a while, and then later on, it goes. The floating guardians are Vex. The floating guardians are Vex.
Yeah.
The floating guardians
so
are Vex.
literally here. So there was one trailer that got posted during Gamescom, and I watched it like 1 hour from when it got uploaded. And then it was like 2 hours passed, and then the next one got uploaded. And so I watched that one, and then I sent you that about the floating bodies being guardians. And I watched that one, and so that's where I found that from. And then they did a weird little trailer about Vex, and dude, have you seen those trailers?
I've seen clips. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay, so the first one, it shows like the floating bodies and they're red. I'm pretty certain that has some form of significance. Cause why in the world would they be red? Because everything else turns to their actual color. Some of them still have that shade of red or whatever. But then when they did the second trailer and they show off it's like this weird creation of Vex going on, and in the background it's
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
they focus on the color red again, like over and over again. It's the only thing that they focus on, and they focus on the lenses to the Vex over and over again. Granted, yeah, it's a cool style to the trailer, but at the same time, they like, dude, it's like the only thing that's shown in that entire video is like the Vex one. Okay, so one, yeah, there's like a lot of Vex milk that goes on with
Yeah, I
like
saw
the
that.
transfusion for it and everything, which looks really cool.
It's
But
tasty.
they focus on the color red, and I'm only thinking that that's got to make sense because they're somehow they're transforming dead, possible past, like guardians from the past, like during the whole warlords thing going on, all that.
Well, it's from the Great Disaster.
Yeah,
From when the city was like, we're going to retake the moon and we're going to recolonize it.
Yeah.
And then they got up there and they were like, there's just a few hive here. And then Crota was like, hi guys. I see you came to Luna and I'm a hive god.
yeah. So I'm thinking those dead guardians are now becoming Vex. Is what I'm getting.
That could be a thing. I would be like,
Yeah.
nah, but there's that whole thing with the black heart.
Yeah, going on, and I think because it's I don't know if it's a new one or if it's the same one but redone. Because what people are saying is it's the same one but redone, and I don't think people realize that there's more than one Black Heart in the lore of Destiny 2.
Yeah. Well, did you see the lore card that talks about that tells the story of when Aldrin went to the Black Garden? And he hypothesizes, this is not like biblical or like straight up canon, but in the lore card, Aldrin, well, canon comes from the Bible. That's where that term comes from.
Does it?
But yeah,
Wow.
because it's whatever is canonical, accepted as canon, is like what's been added to the scripture. It comes from the church. That's why that different denominations have different versions of the Bible. Some have more books than the others because they accept different canons.
You blew my mind.
Fun fact for you.
There you
That's
go.
so when people say like something's canon in like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they're borrowing that term from the church.
I did not think that at all.
Yep,
Wow.
there you
You're
go.
a PK. You should know this.
I mean, you're right.
But no. So Aldrin hypothesizes that the Black Heart, in the garden, is a tripwire for the darkness. So like that it set up the Black Heart so that when the Black Heart gets destroyed, it will be like a sign for how powerful the traveler has become.
Gotcha.
So like there's this whole concept of there has to be a balance between light and dark, and because the traveler just chilled out and sort of died and went dormant, and because it was so weak, the darkness retreated because it tried to preserve that balance. But it set up the Black Heart as like, this is close enough that it'll sap strength away from the traveler, so that when the traveler gets powerful enough, it'll take out the Black Heart. So when I know that the connection between me and the Black Heart, like me being the darkness, is severed, then I know that the traveler has reached a certain like point, and it's regained that much of its power, and so I know that it's time to up the ante a little bit.
This might be Bungie's way of showing, of calling the darkness again, and it not just being that new random thing going on. I think that's what's happening. It's Bungie going, no, the darkness is like the Vex and the Hive.
Well, it was because of Activision that in Destiny 2, when Destiny 2 launched, like, I don't know this, but I feel like it was because of Activision when Destiny 2 launched, they shied away from using terms like light and dark. Because I feel like Bungie wanted to construct this grand narrative, and then Activision was like, no, we just want to put out a game every couple years.
Yeah.
And they were like, if we make this whole grand overarching story, it makes the barrier to entry just that much higher. So that we aren't going to get as many new players in with this grand, like, overarching story. So we're going to not, go on this theme of, like, the darkness and the light. That's why when they say, because in Destiny 1, when you would die in a restricted zone, it would say the darkness consumed you.
Yep.
And in Destiny 2, when you die in a restricted zone, it says your light has faded away. And then in Destiny 1, your character level was your light level.
Yep.
And then in Destiny 2, your character level is your power level.
But light level may be coming back, and it may be a trap, which is a really fun topic to talk about. But
the whole 999.
999, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's going to be... I thought about it, and I realized, because the way that I've seen videos for that, they make it sound like it's happening, like, just next month. Like, it's like, when Shadowkeep comes out, that'll be it. And I'm like, that's not it. But then I thought, and I was like...
Power cap for Shadowkeep is 960.
Okay, that's even closer than what... Okay, jeez, that's even closer. So they just skip a whole 100, 150.
Yeah, but drops are starting at 900.
God. Okay. So then, so now, okay. Because I thought, and I was like, wow, we're only like 4, because if you were to go in increments of 50, I was like, wow, we're only like 4 expansions away then. But now it's like just one.
I thought it was going to go 100. I thought it was going to go from 750 to 850. Because that's what they did for Forsaken. Is they had gone 50 light or power for each small DLC, and then they came out with Forsaken and they went up 100.
Yep.
And then with the season passes, they went up 50. But then with Shadowkeep, they're like, nope, fuck it, we're going up 110.
That's weird.
But okay. 210.
Yeah.
So what's the 999 thing? Like
there was this whole lore card. It was like it's in Truth to Power, which is a fucking weird lore book.
Yeah.
And there's this one card that is like a choose your own adventure sort of card. It's like, you see that you're at the tower, you see that the city is like full of Vex and stuff. Do you investigate the city or do you search deeper into the tower? If you investigate the city, go to A. If you go deeper into the tower, go to B. Like a choose your own adventure kind of story.
Yeah.
And there's a certain sequence of events that you can go through in that choose your own adventure where you talk to Coria Blade Transform, which was a Vex mind that was created to simulate light.
Medusa.
And then, it was a Vex mind that was created to simulate light, but then was taken by Shivu Aroth. And basically, Coria Blade Transform spits out Medusa. And then she says... Coria tells you, basically, he spits out Medusa as a mouthpiece, but Coria basically tells you, I constructed the murder battery in the Dreaming City where, like, the cycle repeats using Vex technology, because Vex, their whole thing is, going back in time and fixing what they couldn't get right the first time and getting, like, the perfect outcome. So, like, it was, like, basically using Vex technology, I created this, merging Hive magic and Vex technology, I made this murder battery using the sword logic. It's basically like if you reach power level or reach light level, it was very specific about light level 999, and then go to the Shattered Throne, and then kill Dulankaru, you'll receive like the actual ending, and that'll be like the actual way to stop the murder battery of the Dreaming City. But it's still like that could be a trap, because the way that truth to power is a whole weird thing. It's like an enigma wrapped in a lie, wrapped in deceit. It's
it's a bunch of lies that conform into a possible truth, but it's also still a lie.
So does the murder battery like blow up and restart everything, and then we begin at D1 again?
Yeah, that's why when we go through that 3-week cycle, that's why we go through that 3-week cycle, is because it's an endless cycle that just does not stop, and that's called the murder battery. Is because the way
that's the technical name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Because the whole hive religion is based off of killing something else to become more powerful. So
I thought that was like an Ethan name.
No, that's like what it's
that's
actually
an actual
called.
Yeah, that's what
that
it's called.
sounds like an Ethan name.
Yeah. No.
But the whole hive ethos is like gaining power off of killing other things. And so like the more that you kill and the more powerful things that you kill, the more powerful you become. And basically it's a way for Dulankaru to chill in the Dreaming City and just generate all this death by her own death as well. And basically Shivu Arath is basically sitting back and like, all right, the Guardian comes through and it kills all these people, and then it kills these people, and then the Guardians kill these people, and then it kills Dulankaru. And you would be like, yay, yeah, I had to kill all this stuff, but it actually did something, right? Nope. And then it resets back to 3 weeks prior.
Yeah. And that's the whole reason why it resets.
Wow.
Why you have to wait 3 weeks to do. And it is that
I'm
lore
learning
book.
so much.
It is that lore book that you gain from doing Shattered Throne then, right?
It's the one that you gain by doing
what's
it called?
Queen's thing? The Eclipse?
What's it called? The Well.
Oh, the well.
Blind
okay.
Well.
The Blind Well, yeah.
I was thinking Well of Radiance, and that's the super.
Yeah.
That's the broken Warlock super.
Yes, the Blind Well, okay.
Yeah, it's what you get by doing the Blind Well. And then you get to go to the Queen's Court.
Which is so that kind of makes sense that they would bring that up in that lore book for that, yeah.
Yeah. Ironic name for the lore book, since it's all about lies. It's called Truth to Power.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, you guys wanna wrap up?
Wait.
Yeah. Well,
real
go
quick,
ahead.
I need to throw this in there so we can get some clickbait going on our episode, all right? So like, Ethan,
Bit Clay.
we talked about it last episode. The dream of Spider-Man and Deadpool.
Yeah, that died now, didn't it?
Is gone, boy.
It's gone. It's
Literally talked about it last podcast.
Yeah.
And then this podcast,
Okay.
gone, boy.
Here's the thing: is we're getting into monopoly schemes, because it's gonna happen, because they did it with Fox News. They did it with Fox, because Fox did the exact same thing. They were like, no, we own X-Men. You can't take X-Men from us. And then Disney was like, we'll just buy Fox then. And so now Sony's like, nah.
How about I do anyway?
Yeah, so they're like, nah, this is Sony's. You can't take it from us. And then Disney went and bought Sony. Now, what this will change, and it'd be really funny if this changes, is Sony on the music side of Sony has been notorious for claiming people's YouTube channels. So if they get bought by Disney, that may end. Because although Disney does it sometimes too, but Sony is like known for it.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's like what Nintendo used to be.
Correct. And
Because you used to not be able to like post gameplay of any Nintendo games.
no, early or during release. Later on, you could. But yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really concerned about, like, low-key concerned, because I don't like Spider-Man, all right? it's very controversial, but I don't like Spider-Man. I didn't like the Tobey Maguire or whatever. I just didn't enjoy his character. I thought he was a bad character. I don't know why. I probably watched it a lot when I was a kid, and I think I just
Tobey
burned me
Maguire,
out.
best Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield, best Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
My favorite
Tom
Spider-Man.
Holland, best actor.
Tom Holland is
Tom
a
Holland,
wonderful
best
human
mixture of both.
Yeah.
He's like a pretty good mix. But Tobey Maguire was definitely the best Peter Parker, and then Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man.
Yes.
being.
That's why I gave him best actor, because he's like right in the middle of both of them.
Yeah.
I was listening to Philip DeFranco today, and he was like, so they talked about they could still do Tom Holland with Spider-Man, but can't include any elements of MCU. Which, how the crap are and he was like, and considering the fact that he's supposed to be like the second coming of Iron Man, of Tony, then...
Yeah, that whole narrative of like
It's gone.
Tony passing on the torch to Spider-Man just fucking ruined.
I don't... and it was so good. Like, the second movie was set up so well.
Now,
Like...
here's the thing that does kind of suck. And we don't know this for certain, but I'm thinking if
Dude, they even got J.K. Simmons to be J.J. Jameson.
yeah, but if Stan
Are
Lee,
you serious?
if Stan Lee was still alive, I don't think that would have happened. I don't think any of
who
any of
tweeted
this
that? Who it was?
would have happened.
Hawkeye tweeted that. I don't remember his name.
Oh,
Battle actor
the
names.
guy that plays that. Okay, no,
Yeah,
I
he
got you.
was like, he said, for Marvel and for Stan Lee, give us back Spider-Man or something like that.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. Thank you.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
tweeted something like that.
Which
I'm
I
not
mean,
quoting,
that
but-
makes sense, because that's completely right. Like that's
That was
I almost
that was
said
his
Clint
baby,
Barton.
right?
And I'm like, no, that's just
Wasn't
actual
like
Hawkeye.
Spider-Man like his child, basically? Like he like that was his character he made.
Stan
and loved?
Lee? Yeah.
that was him. He put himself into that character.
Yeah,
And he
I thought
didn't
so.
do that with any other superhero.
Yeah.
That's why whenever he talked to Tobey Maguire, and that's why whenever people say stuff negative about him, I'm like, but you can't, because Stan Lee said that he's never done this before, but when he saw Tobey Maguire play as Spider-Man, that's exactly how he imagined it. Like Tobey Maguire fit it perfectly. Like he fit what Stan Lee had in mind for Spider-Man, and like that's why I'm like, okay, that's what makes him like the Spider-Man. Like that's what does it for him as as Peter Parker and as everybody, is that he fit that role for it. Now, I think that was said before either of the two newer ones showed up, but he still said that to Maguire, so that's pretty impressive.
And I just
My least favorite part about the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was that they covered up freaking Willem Dafoe's face too much. Willem Dafoe has one of the most expressive and freaky faces in Hollywood, and they put a fucking mask on it.
Yeah, they did.
that's fair.
I don't know, his oh no scene to when it comes at him is pretty solid. Oh no,
I haven't seen that movie in so long. Put that on the list, Ethan. We've both seen it, but put it on the list.
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
The
All
very
right.
first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
We should watch that one. Watch the other one with whatever the other guy's name is, and then
Andrew
watch
Garfield?
the thank you. Watch the
I did
Andrew
not think of
Garfield
Andrew
one.
Garfield.
I'm bad with actor names. And then watch the Tom Holland one. Like we should watch the first one of all three, like back to back to back.
The quality is gonna change so much.
I know, that's why I want to do it. Oh, and then we watch Into the Spider-Verse too.
Okay, yeah. So about
The best Spider-Man movie made.
See, and that's the thing. That's Sony. That's Sony. See, that's hold on, Ethan. That's the thing. They got the animation right. And you know what? You know what's lacking in
They did get the animation.
And you know what's lacking in today's movies and films? Animation. So, although I'm upset that MCU cannot continue its series and we cannot have that bridge.
That matters. That matters
We
so
have
much.
animation. We have
I don't
animation
care.
now. Dude, you know how many dude, the Cats movie that's now being released as like a disgusting live action that's absolute garbage that people are like, we shouldn't have hated Sonic so hard on. That was supposed to be animated. And
Yeah.
the producers for were like, nah, people want live action now. We'll do live, and then it got a bunch of hate. So
Yeah, true. Same thing happened, and like the whole like remaking all these old like animated Disney classics as CGI movies.
yeah, that's getting like crapped on. Like that's dumb. So
Yeah, because it's kind of it's shit.
So what I can see happening is
It's also shit because they put themselves into the fucking live action and animated category for fucking awards, and that's shitty.
Yeah. See, Ethan, I was about to talk about it because I told you about it, and I'm assuming you looked it up now.
Yeah, I did.
It's absolute bullcrap. I was sitting there the other day, and the lady I work with, she goes, "Oh wow, the most like grossing movie for all time, like Disney animated movie, is Lion King." And I was like, "The new one?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "It's not animated."
Nope.
She's like, "Yeah, it is." I was like, "No, it's live action."
Nope. Yeah.
And she was like, "Nope, it says animated right here." I was like, "It's definitely a live action movie and claims live action as well." And that's stupid and not possible to be a live action and an animated
That's like
at the same
the
time.
Star Wars prequels claiming to be animated.
Yeah. Yeah, that is.
I mean, they mostly were, but they're still live action films.
Yeah.
But you can't be both. Like, it's
no,
very
and that's-
contradictory. It's
but
like,
that's
I'm
what I'm
white and
thinking.
black.
That's what I'm thinking Disney's gonna do. Is they're gonna
Bye,
not the
Rachel.
same,
So
but okay.
bye, Felicia. Oh.
they're gonna buy Sony, or they're going to try to buy Sony off just so that they can have both their awards back, because they know that they're not gonna get best
Oh,
animated.
God.
That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be
Dude.
a fight for the awards.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but I wonder what's if Disney buys Sony, I wonder what's gonna happen to PlayStation. That's interesting.
It'll be
Kid-friendly.
Disney's. No, it won't be kid friendly. No. No.
RPG.
But it will. Oh, dude, you know what? Cross platforming is going to absolutely suck. Then.
I think at some point, I think it has to be illegal for Disney to buy more companies.
I mean, no, capitalism,
Yeah.
but
But monopolies
But
are illegal.
Yeah.
illegal with an asterisk.
Right, because you can't. What you can do, and this has been done, and is supposedly still being done to this day, is that you can have allies, an agreement between a company to where you basically own them, but at the same time, they don't show it. They don't broadcast that you own them, and then you deal money like under the table, so to speak. So you still own that company, but it's not a monopoly because you don't have your name over it.
I would love an inside of like just the business world books for like a day. Actually,
think they'd
no,
let you
I
do
don't
that.
think I would. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I don't think I would though, because it would take me more than a day. I think just to go through like one day of Disney's books, just like one
definitely.
day of it,
Definitely.
like just the transactions that go through in a day. That's insane.
I wish I could just, I maybe not books. Wish I could just download the knowledge of like who
like
actually
Matrix.
owns who and who pays who.
Yeah. Matrix style. Yeah.
All right. Well, I did like push that in there, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we probably do need it in because I'm already at an hour and 8 minutes, and y'all were on for 20 minutes before me.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
at
I'm
an
at an hour
30.
and 27 minutes.
Yeah, we're looking
Yeah.
at an hour 30.
Long boy
So,
podcast.
yeah. This podcast was.
I just turned around and looked behind me to make sure that there weren't.
Yeah, nobody's there.
strangers.
Yep, you're good. You're good. No random people are behind you now. We're good. This,
I'm gonna have to like start turning on my webcam for this, and you guys like watch my back.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This podcast ended up pretty good. I think we got a lot of topics out of the way.
Next
So, yeah,
podcast,
I have
on
to
the
go
new
s-
PC.
I have to go study for a music placement exam.
Nice. We will be back hopefully next week, as long as no other plans or anything get mixed up like there was today, to where we
And
lost
we'll
Aaron.
see how Ethan did on his music exam.
Yes,
Yeah, I said
we
that
will.
Probably
word weird.
shitty. Probably shitty
All right,
because I
so,
suck at music theory.
Catch y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.